Bells with my cousin.
Nigga, stop fucking lying.
I love that shit. Ooh, I love that shit.
What's your phone?
Yo, what you wanna do, hit me? Ate that shit. Fine, that. Why don't you just leave her, bro? I do not know how.
What? I'll stop looking at a monkey.
Oh, peace. Oh, you whip, bro. Bells with
Men like toxic, sprinkle, sprinkle. And if y'all haven't realized by now, men like toxic women. They get bored of the nice women and they go look for the toxic women. So just understand that no matter what you heard, no matter what they're saying, they like toxic women, believe me. They like toxic women, believe me.
Did you know that psychological studies show that people often desire what is just out of reach? It's called the Scarcity Principle and explains why we chase after unattainable women. Are most men fueled by the thrill of the hunt or the thrill of the chase? Yo, let's get it.
I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah.
Welcome back to the channel. Yo, isn't it diabolical? A dude can have his entire life figured out, a great career, solid bros, and a clear path ahead, and yet he could become completely simped out by the one chick who seems to represent chaos.
She a baddie, she showing her panties.
The chick who breaks the rules, lives by her code, and always seems just out of reach. So why is the pull towards the forbidden so intense? Hey yo, let's be clear, it's not some character flaw, and it's not as simple as just preferring a bad chick. It's a deep psychological response. It's a powerful cocktail of brain chemistry and evolutionary programming that makes a little rebellion one of the most attractive qualities a person can possess. Today, we're not just going to talk about this, we're going to dissect it. We'll uncover the science behind why the chase for the forbidden chick feels like a hardwired impulse for so many men. I'm going to tell you a story. Imagine a dude named Tyrone. Tyrone's life is all about structure and discipline. He wakes up at the same time every day. He preps his meals, hits the gym, and his career is on a steady, successful track. He dates chicks who are just as stable, women who make perfect sense on paper, but then he meets Maya. Maya is a free-spirited artist who works whenever inspiration strikes. Yo, she's not the average 9-to-5 chick. She's fiercely independent, she questions social norms, and she has this look of defiance in her eyes that Tyrone low-key finds both terrifying and magnetic. On paper, Shorty's the exact opposite of everything he's built his life around. But in reality, he's never been more drawn to anyone.
I like you, and I want you.
Hey yo, he can't stop thinking about Shorty, replaying their conversations, just trying to figure out what's good with her. The crazy part is, he hasn't even smashed yet.
Beta!
Tyrone is caught up in a powerful psychological current, and to understand what's happening, we need to look at the battery inside his head, charging it all. Yo, Tyrone's situation isn't a one-off. It's a classic example of psychological drivers that are incredibly hard to ignore. Let's break down this intoxicated mix into its 5 key ingredients. The human brain is wired to want what it can't have. Psychologists refer to this as the scarcity principle. We automatically place a higher value on things that are rare, hard to get, or completely off limits. So when something is labeled forbidden, our brain doesn't just hear a warning, it hears a challenge. The chick who is independent and does her own thing isn't easily won. She doesn't follow a predictable script. Her intention and affection seem like scarce resources, and because of that, we perceive them as being far more valuable.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
This is amplified by a phenomenon known as psychological reactance. When we feel our freedom to choose is being threatened, we react by wanting the forbidden option even more. This is the core of the Romeo and Juliet effect, where obstacles or disapproval from others can intensify romantic feelings. The very act of chasing someone who represents a break from the norm creates a powerful sense of desire. The relationship feels like a secret, an adventure which turns up the feelings of intimacy and connection, even if it's only for a short while.
Okay!
Yo, we've all dealt with that one chick that I never have ever messed with.
Stop the cap.
Shorty was the midnight snack vibe that popped out after hours. Hey yo, Shorty was on gremlin time. She wasn't fed any food or drinks after hours. That is.
How dare you?
We know this sneaky linktuation would have us looking crazy if anybody found out. We duck and dodge legit questions from others or play it cool when the spot gets too hot. But that's what made the situation exciting. Only me? Part of my projection. Yo, let's keep it a stat. We are novelty-seeking creatures by nature. Our brains are designed to snap attention when something new and unexpected happens. Some might call it male hypergamy or shiny object syndrome. A relationship or situationship with a chick who acts rebellious is, by definition, unpredictable. It's an escape from the boring routine of everyday life. But this unpredictability isn't just mentally interesting, it's chemically powerful. The chase, the uncertainty, the thrill of not knowing what she'll do next triggers a release of dopamine in the brain. This is the same feeling good chemical that's linked to reward and pleasure, the one that fires up when you pull the lever on a slot machine and hit the jackpot.
Yes, Daddy.
The relationship can become an addictive cycle. The highs feel so much higher because they are contrasted with moments of uncertainty. This creates a state of constant anticipation that can feel more passionate and stimulating than a stable, predictable partnership. Men who are naturally high in a personality trait called sensation seeking are especially drawn to this kind of excitement. Basically, we allow Shorty to get us in our feelings. Yo, real talk, this normally happens when we ain't hitting on shit. When we're not stable in our emotions or living a social life of abundance. Shout out to the OG AMS. Shorty can pop out and flip the script that we're writing. Her instability becomes our stability, and we are mentally, emotionally, and chemically imprinted and drawn to her.
Huh?
A lot of men struggle after this type of woman suddenly decides to dip or withdraw her attention. I was one of them, and real talk, what led me to this space. When we hit 500 subs, I'll share the moment my eyes awakened. Being with Shorty would feel like hitting a high score on your favorite game, and it randomly shuts off before saving. It will leave us craving her missing emotional fix.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
At its very core, the attraction to the forbidden chick is an attraction to a massive display of confidence. A woman who lives by her own rules, is independent and self-assured, gives off a powerful aura.
I know that's right.
These traits signal strength and autonomy, qualities that are almost universally seen as attractive. This creates what psychologists call a halo effect. I mentioned how this negatively affects men in my Handsome Men video. The halo effect is a mental shortcut where our overall impression of a person is shaped by one standout trait. In this case, her rebellious and independent nature creates a halo that makes all her other qualities seem more positive. Her confidence can be misinterpreted to mean she's also more competent, more interesting, and just flat out more desirable overall.
How dare you? She's a nice lady.
One speed dating study found that men were more interested in women who were outgoing and even more prone to rule-breaking behavior. This isn't about being attracted to someone bad, but to someone who dares to be unapologetically herself. This reminds me of the saying that chicks break rules for the guys they like. We're all hip that boyfriend material dudes get her 41st dates and transactional side, while the dude she likes gets her thought pocket side, hot and gooey in 2 minutes.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yo, no dude wants to be boyfriend material.
Sensational.
However, what no one says out loud is that a chick who is comfortable with intimacy outside of you being him is that she low-key communicates, I have more than my box to offer. This shows her confidence and abundance mentality. She's saying you could take it or leave it, literally and figuratively. Yo, real talk, most of these chicks withhold intimacy because that's their ace in the hole. And it's usually nowhere near S tier, which they know.
What?
As much as we shit on the Pukianas, most dudes want that chick because she is direct with her sexuality and intentions when you're him. The real problem is when the Pukiana chicks treat dudes like boyfriend material. But that's a topic for another video. Beyond the chemical rush, there's the raw psychological power of the challenge itself. Pursuing someone who isn't easily won can tap into a deep, almost primal need for achievement and validation. For some men, this is driven by the fantasy of taming or saving a woman they see as wild or rebellious.
How dare you? She's a nice lady.
This might seem like it's about being a hero, but it's about ego. Winning the affection of a chick who seems unattainable feels like a major victory. This dynamic can create a loop that's hard to break. The more effort we put into the chase, the more invested we become. This is explained by the theory of cognitive dissonance. We must justify our efforts, so we tell ourselves the prize must be incredibly valuable. Because Tyrone worked harder for Maya's time and attention, he convinces himself that their connection must be exceptionally special and worth all the extra work. In an older video, I discussed the signs of the savior complex and codependent relationships. Most men gauge their value and self-worth from the validation and acceptance of women. They jump through hoops and sacrifice their happiness for the sake of hers. This unhealthy behavior is caused by a trauma bond. That toxic chick we just can't seem to walk away from. Like the dude in the first TikTok video. Everyone knows Shorty is trash. We know Shorty is trash. She knows she's trash. Yet we wash, rinse, and repeat the breakup to makeup cycle.
Cancel that bitch.
We tell ourselves, it's just how she is. Shorty makeup sex do go crazy.
Hey, who man's is this?
We sell ourselves a dream that her sex is worth the intense fights and consistent trash behavior. Nah, my guy, you're locked into a trauma bond. Finally, and maybe the most profound reason, is that the attraction can be a form of projection. The forbidden chick can act as a mirror, reflecting all the parts of us that we push down in our own lives. Hey, yo, a man who feels trapped by his responsibilities, by what society expects of him, or by his own rigid rules, may be drawn to a chick who embodies the very freedom he wishes he had.
Damn, son.
By being with her, he gets to taste that freedom vicariously. Her spontaneity becomes his adventure. Her rebellion becomes his release. She represents the road not taken, a version of himself he secretly fantasizes about. So it's not just about being attracted to her, it's about being attracted to the feeling of freedom she provides. It's an escape, not just from routine, but from the limits of his own identity. Yo, let's get back to Tyrone and Maya. Every single principle we talked about is woven into his attraction to her. When Maya challenges his rigid plans with a last-minute road trip, it's not just an inconvenience, it's a dopamine hit. A thrilling jolt of novelty that his predictable life is missing. The fact that she seems perfectly happy on her own doesn't push him away. It triggers the scarcity principle, making her validation feel like a trophy to be won. He doesn't see her independence as a red flag for incompatibility. He sees it as the ultimate sign of confidence, which casts a halo over everything she does. He spends his days in a structured world, playing by the rules and climbing a predictable ladder. Maya, on the other hand, follows her passion. Through her, Tyrone gets to vicariously live out his buried desires for a less conventional life. He isn't just falling for her, he's falling for the idea of who he could be if he was just a little more like her. The chase for Maya has become a chase for another version of himself. So, is the attraction to the forbidden chick a flaw? Not at all. It's a deeply human, psychologically complex, and in many ways, a logical response to a powerful set of triggers. It's a cocktail made from the allure of scarcity, the chemical rush of novelty, the radiant glow of defiant confidence, the ego-driven thrill of a challenge, and a quiet desire to experience a less ordinary life. Listen up. Being hardwired for something doesn't mean you're a prisoner of it. Understanding these psychological drivers doesn't take the magic out of attraction. It shines a light on it. It gives you the power to recognize why you feel what you feel. It allows you to tell the difference between a genuine connection and the addictive thrill of the chase. Because in that understanding, you gain something more valuable than any fleeting chase, the power of choice, and the wisdom to build a relationship that isn't just exciting, but genuinely fulfilling. Yo, thanks for watching. Does any of this sound familiar? If this story or these psychological ideas hit home, and if you've ever felt that magnetic pull towards a shorty you knew you shouldn't want, share your experience in the comments below. If you want to keep exploring the fascinating psychology of attraction and relationships, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss what we break down next. Stay resilient.